damsels in distress, no pretty castles, no such thing as Robin Hood.
How can you be so sure he is not the real thing?
Because he can't be.
What do you say, outlaw? A final reckoning?
Hi everyone, Tyler's Going123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the third episode of Series 8, and that is of course Robot of Sherwood. So I finally caught up with my schedule after being pushed behind a bit by my holiday. So yeah, finally getting back to normal at last. So today we of course have Robot of Sherwood, and it's a very interesting episode actually. If you saw my previous two reviews, you'll know that I gave Deep Breath a 7 out of 10 and Into the Dalek an 8 out of 10 I think. And to be honest, and you kind of got a continuous improvement, and that continuous improvement does improve here luckily. So I've kind of given the game away a bit too soon. So yes, I am going to give this a 9 out of 10 because it was really enjoyable. I think Mark Gatiss, you know, some people criticise him, say that his scripts aren't always the best, but you know, and while he has written a couple of duds, I think for the most part he's a very good writer. I mean, you have things like An Adventure in Time and Space, which really was incredible, and now you have this, which, while isn't perfect, I think the main problem stems from the villains. You know, it's just a really light-hearted and funny adventure, and Peter Capaldi is great in this. Now, there are a lot of Third Doctor things in this as well. I mean, you got kind of like the hike thing where he whacks the sword, I think it was, out of Robin's hand. You have kind of like his attitude and his kind of like refusal to his kind of like refusal to accept Robin Hood and all this is real. It's kind of like, it's a very Third Doctor thing to do, you know, kind of like he hates to admit that he's wrong, and that comes across here as well. And I think that's very good stuff there. And then he finally manages to accept him as real, as he always would do. You also got the miniscope reference. You got quite a lot of references in it, but they're not kind of like in your face references. They're nice. They're quite subtle ones. You even got a bit of a meta thing going on when you see Patrick Troughton's version of Robin Hood. As if you didn't know, Patrick Troughton was the first actor to play Robin Hood on TV, and you kind of got a picture of him in here when it's flashing past. And yet that was just a nice little reference in there. Tom Riley as Robin Hood. He's very funny in this. I think this is very much a more funny, light-hearted version of Robin Hood, and it works this story really well. So that first sequence with him and Peter Capaldi as the Doctor is great. Their fight and whatnot, and they have a lot of good interaction in this, some good banter and whatnot. You kind of like got the thing when they're in the jail, and I think it works very well for me. It's just great, and those two are probably the highlight of the episode. Then we have Ben Miller, who looks a lot like Anthony Ainley's Master, maybe a bit of Roger Delgado as well. Well, of course, Anthony Ainley was made to look like Roger Delgado's Master, and I wouldn't have been surprised if they suddenly came out and revealed that that he was the Master and did kind of like a Fifth Doctor plot thing, where he revealed it to be the Master and the whole place was something like Castrovalva. And well, that was very unlikely to happen. You know, it wouldn't have exactly surprised me much in terms of the story. But yeah, you know, the Merry Men, they're good, but they're more comedy relief. Well, not even comedy relief, because you don't really need relief. But they're more just to add to the comedy and whatnot, and they don't really get a lot to do, which in fairness you can't really have much to do because it is only a 45-minute piece. So yeah, it's more just between four characters, and that is of course the Doctor, Clara, Robin, and the Sheriff. The robots, I don't know, I think they're rather underdeveloped. I like the Promised Land bit. I like that we don't have the kind of like cut away to a dead character in heaven with Missy. I like this. I like that they're burying up a bit now. So that's a positive for that bit. But the robots themselves, I mean, they look cool, but they're just too underdeveloped, really. And similar with the Sheriff of Nottingham, I think what he needed was a sidekick or something to give him a bit of a foil. And if the episode had more time, I think that's what I should have done. Because, like, you got Iron Grunt and Blood Axe in The Time Warrior, which is a very similar story to this in quite a few respects. And I think that would have been what the Sheriff of Nottingham needed, really. And you don't really have much explanation for him and the robots. But overall, you know, that bit's good. I think the resolution was okay. But you know, I think the main problem that lets this down is the villains. But other than that, it is a superbly funny story. It's got such great lines in it. I think the stuff while they were fighting, as I mentioned before, on that wood log was very good. Between Robin and the Doctor with a spoon, that was very funny. But you also get a nice little reference to the Ice Warriors in there, and apparently that's also a reference to Red Dawn, which is a Big Finish story with the Fifth Doctor and Perry. It's very early on. I haven't listened to it, but I'm told that it is there. So yeah, that's a nice little thing. Of course, Mark Gatiss loves his Ice Warriors, included them in story last year, Cold War. So yeah, overall, I think it's a good story. As I said before, 9 out of 10. Series 8 is continuously improving. And I think it's finally hitting its stride here. It's not dark like the other ones were, but you know, it's good, it's enjoyable, and that's what's important, I think. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next week with the review of Listen, which looks to be, I'm not sure, it looks like Stephen Moffat's going back to basics, I think. Kind of like doing that stuff they did with Silence in the Library and The Empty Child, those kinds of stories. Which is good, I think, because you know, you need to get back to basics every once in a while. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.